We'll call this meeting to order. Would everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance, followed by a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. For the next item, it's opening of the superintendent comments. Before I begin that, I want to say to our fellow board members, congratulations. And moving forward, the focus of these comments will be always on what is happening in schools. It's not going to be anything as far as giving congratulations to individuals. We will give that to you in a different form. But I feel like I need to speak about what we do every day in schools to make sure that you're there. As all of you realize that today was the day in which our teachers came back. There was a school-based in-service, and the focus of that was to reset, to look at safety protocols, to also look at how do we get ourselves prepared for our students coming back tomorrow. As all of you know that our students are back tomorrow, we are looking forward to seeing each and every one of them, and the district focus will be on making sure that we have bell-to-bell instruction with limited amount of interruptions. That will be the focus of our district moving forward. Again, congratulations to our board. I want to also acknowledge that later on in the agenda, there will be an item that will have something that will spell out that January is Board Recognition Month. Again, I know that you're just starting, but I want you to know that this is about you and this is about what you're going to be doing for our students and all of our stakeholders here in the district. Again, congratulations. This will conclude my comments. Item 1.4 is election of president in Lafayette Parish School Board for the 2024 school year. I need a motion to open up nominations. We have a motion. Do we have a second to open up nominations? We have a second. All right.
Mr. Touchette, I'd like to nominate Mr. Britt Latchley, President.
Okay, we have Mr. Britt Latchley. Do we have any other nominations for president? All right. I need a motion to close. So I need a motion to close nominations?
Close nominations.
I have a motion to close. Do we have a second? We have a second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. I need now a motion, a vote, to be able to elect Mr. Britt Latchley as our board president for 2024. We have a motion?
Yep, second.
We have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Okay, you can move.
Move it. We need to sit next to each other.
Before we open up nominations for vice president, I'd like to thank all my fellow board members for showing the confidence in me as we lead a new board this year. We have 5 new members, 3 returning, and 1 past member who has rejoined us. Truly appreciated, very humbled, and expecting a very, very good 2024. While Ms. Gardner is doing what she's doing, I'd like to know if there are any nominations for vice president.
Mr. President, I'd like to nominate Hannah Smith Mason for vice president.
Do you accept Ms. Mason? Are there any other nominations for vice president? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote on Ms. Mason to be our vice president. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Congratulations, Ms. Mason.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lafayette Parish School Board works off of a consent agenda. I will read the items. Any item you need pulled, please say so. We will have public comment. Public comment is, we'll do the information items, I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. 2.1 is academics, 2024-2025, coordinated funding request for early childhood. Ms. LaFleur, Thibodeau? Okay, this was just for information. Go ahead.
Good evening, Board, Mr. President, Superintendent. My name is Amy Thibodeau. I'm the Director of Early Childhood. This is the opening of our coordinated funding request for early childhood. This is the process in which we request our seats for 4-year-olds. In addition, we are also requesting seats on behalf of our early childhood partners for children under the age of 4. This announcement is that public comment opens tomorrow via the Lafayette Parish website. It will be open tomorrow, January 4th through January 10th. If there are public comments, see the LPSS website to submit any questions or comments. Any questions from the board? Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. 2.2 is finance, budget recap and timeline 2024-2025 budget process. Mr. Dugas?
Yes, that's just the calendar of the times and dates of the budget process. Just to let people know, both the public and the board members know when those meetings will be held. We have moved them to 5 o'clock to coordinate with the board meeting time as it changed.
Thank you, Mr. Dugas. 2.3. Yes.
The first one is indicated to be 4 p.m. Is that correct? It's 4 p.m. Okay. Thank
That
you.
is the actual date of a board meeting, so we felt that rather than have y'all come in twice for different meetings, we'd have you come in on the same day just a little bit earlier. That any of this can be changed.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a typo. Thank you.
2.3, previous proposed maps for potential Northside High School, Lafayette High School, Carencro High School rezone. Mr. DeZormo?
Yeah, this is going to be a conversation starter, hoping to vote on this pretty soon. But after last meeting, the line was moved, which the maps show it was moved from Pointe de Mouton to Gloria Switch, we were not in favor of. So what this is going to do is start the conversation now amongst us and anybody else that has feedback. But as well, I stand with my constituents, we feel like the line should still be at Pointe de Mouton, which is the original line drawn.
Thank you, Mr. DeZormo. I'll ask my fellow board members. I had asked for 2 information items to be placed on the agenda, and I don't see them. So if I could ask for privilege to add 2 information items concerning our students.
Mr. President, would it be appropriate at this time to comment on Mr. DeZormo's comment?
You can. Yes,
Okay.
you can.
So the information seeking and discussion session, how does that process work? Because this was brought on by the prior board member. And so I'd just like some clarity on that because this affects my district as well.
Correct, ma'am. It's brought back as an agenda item to rezone a certain area. And what happens is there's a recommended action, whatever that may be. Prior to that, you're welcome to have town halls. You're welcome to have a workshop concerning this with the public for transparency. When it does come to the board floor, it'll come as an agenda item and a proposed agenda item, and a motion is made and it's discussed and it's voted on, and the public is welcome.
Okay, great. That's wonderful information. So I am able to have informational sessions, town halls, and things like that prior to it coming back.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
The 2 information items we had put on, one, I'll get Mr. Lejeune as the representative of Acadiana High if he'd like to speak on our Wreck and Ram football team.
Yes, sir. Always happy to speak about Acadiana High football. Of course, you know, we had an outstanding year, made it to the Superdome, came out runner-up, lost to Catholic of Baton Rouge. So, I'd like to congratulate Matt McCullough, his coaching staff, and the outstanding players at Acadiana High for an outstanding year. And look forward to, of course, next year. Hopefully we can get back there.
Thank you, Mr. Lejeune. The next item was recognition of some of our future Farmers of America students and 4-H students at Acadiana High. I'm not going to steal their thunder. I'm going to defer to Mr. Lejeune and let him speak on it. We have Mr. Oob, and we do have some of our students here tonight.
Yeah, and we're going to ask Mr. Oob to come up in a second. But I'd like to say a few words. I had the privilege of hiring Mr. Oob at Acadiana, and he has taken our FFA program and our agriculture program to levels that we had never had before. So, Mr. Oob, congratulations on that. Does an outstanding job. And if you go by the school, go ride by, you'll see we have a farm. We have some cows in the back, and I even saw we had some pigs now, right? We had some pigs, and so it's really nice. The kids are hands-on out there. Mr. Oob does a great job going out there. It's not mostly classroom. Most of it's hand-ons in the shop. So, guys, congratulations. So now the special presentation is for our poultry team, that they attended the National FFA convention, and the National FFA poultry team came out 7th in the nation. And our team members are Braden Araby, Braden Broussard, Chloe Cates, and Addison Rivette. And then our national 4-H poultry team came out 3rd in the nation. Those team members are Braden Broussard, Chloe Cates, Addison Rivette, and Ashante Thomas. Guys, congratulations. Now I'm going to ask Mr. Oob and the members of the team to come up and tell us a little bit about exactly what they do for poultry judging.
Contest in the nation. So that was a real proud of them. Out of 23 teams, almost 200 students, all 4 members, we're missing one, she had previous engagement. All 4 members were actually recognized in the gold division, which is the top 20% individuals, and then of course they placed 7th as an overall team. So real super proud of what they've done. Some of them, they've been doing this 3 years to try to get to this level, and just winning a state contest is a really privilege. But to go to a national level and to really represent Louisiana on a national level and placing that top 10 is really, really tough. And so I'm super proud of these kids. 4-H kids out of 20 teams placed 3rd in the nation. 2 of these youngsters actually won both teams. So it's really a really great job for them to go out there and show us that, Louisiana, we know what we're doing, especially with chickens. So thank y'all for the recognition of all that. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Oob.
Congratulations. That's a huge feat. And here lately, FFA Ag has been a heavy conversation with me and my constituents as well. So congratulations. I know it's not easy. I'm glad to see that program's taken off, and I feel like that's one program that's plenty of room for growth, and we can continue to grow it. I just want to recognize also Mr. H. He's here. He's our Karen Crow FFA director. So it just happened to be he's here at the same time, and I just wanted to recognize you guys because that's something that you can't teach in math and you can't teach in English, but you can survive.
No. And like Mr. Lejeune mentioned earlier, we're a hands-on program. We have cows, chickens, pigs at campus, but we also have active shops. And so our kids learn by doing. They learn by hands-on. To me, that's the best way to learn is when you actually do it yourself. And that's what we try to put in part of our program. I know Karen Crow the same way as us as far as that. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Hey. Sure, we'll take a picture with them. If all board members can go down to take a picture with them. But the one thing I want to let y'all know, our FFA president, little Chloe right there, not only is she FFA president, not only is she a cheerleader, she's our homecoming queen.
And Mr. Brish, she's actually a cattleman's queen too, actually. She looked at that too. She's a lot of queens. Got some coming in.
Oh, you coming too?
Yeah. This one.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I just want to say, as someone who was a former FFA vice president in high school and did poultry judging, it's not easy. It was fun, had a blast, and you guys, congratulations, y'all. It's a much earned win for you guys. So appreciate you. Thank y'all for representing Lafayette Parish.
Thank you. That concludes our information items, and I'll imitate esteemed colleague who sat in this chair before me. If any of you have a meeting you need to get to, now would be the time to go. Our consent agenda, I'll read the items off one by one. If any board member would like one pulled, please say so. 3.1, accountability, discussion and action concerning the Broussard Charter School application. 3.2, discussion and action concerning resolution 01-024-2081, recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
I'm sorry, Mr. President, can you pull 3.1?
I sure can. 3.3, construction, discussion, and action concerning the declaration of surplus property at Karen Crow Bob Lilly Elementary School and Dr. Raphael A. Barranco Elementary. 3.4, discussion and action concerning a proposed plan of reorganization in the construction, facilities, and maintenance department. 3.5, discussion and action concerning revision to the nutrition program coordinator job description. 3.6, finance, discussion and action concerning the January budget to actual revisions for fiscal year 23-24. 3.7, risk management, discussion and action concerning revision to policy JBCBC.
Pull that, please, Britt.
All right, International Student Exchange Program and Policy JBD, student absences and excuses, 3.7. 3.8, discussion and action concerning resolution 01-024-2082, school board member recognition month. 3.9, discussion and action concerning the minutes of December 6, 2023. 3.10, approval of all action consent items. I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. President, apologies. Could we go back to 3.2? Can you pull that one as well? Thank you.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve all items not pulled.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. LeBoux, seconded by Ms. Mason, that we approve all items not pulled. Is there any public comment on any item not pulled? Any public comment? Any board member comment on any item not pulled? The only ones pulled were 3.1, 3.2, and 3.7. Hearing none, Madam Secretary, I'll call for the vote. I voted. Motion carries. First item that was pulled, 3.1, discussion or action concerning the Broussard Charter School application. Ms. LeBeau?
I'd like to make a motion that the board reject the application for the Broussard Charter School.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hidalgo. I'll entertain any comments from the public for or against this item. Ms. Reed?
So our organization has communicated our stance on charter schools with most of you before, but I just want to reiterate that LPAE, LAE, and NEA are not in favor of any charter schools that are not accountable to a publicly elected body, such as the Lafayette Parish School Board, as this one would not be. Taxpayers should have control over where their tax dollars are going, and this would essentially move those tax dollars outside of their control. Additionally, Charter Schools USA operates 2 schools already in our area, and upon reviewing their performance and percent mastery, both of their schools locally had declines in mastery, while all of the schools, except for one in the areas that they currently serve, had growth. Particularly, Evangeline had a 6-point growth, whereas LRCA had a -2, and they serve students from the same area. And the purpose of charter schools is originally to serve these underserved populations. And they are not offering anything that we are not offering. Everything that our students need is already here. The educators that are employed here, the schools we have schools of choice, we have online school, we have EJ-SAM. They are unnecessary and would simply be a drain on the funding for the current schools that we have. Additionally, I did want to point out, it was in the thing, but I want to point out publicly that they do not meet their goals for economically disadvantaged students. And in fact, they have declined. So we strongly urge that the board not approve this charter school. Everything that our students already need is already here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. Any other public comments concerning this agenda item? I'll now open up the floor for board comments. Mr. DeZarmo?
I just had a question back to you. What is the advantage, or do you see any advantage? We heard about the things that it's not needed, but Ms. Reed, yes. I guess what I mean, what do you think their motive is? I mean, what's their motive to add the other school? Not you nailed it. Like, I'm with you. I'm pumping my fist. But what is the purpose?
So if you look at the code that established charter schools, the purpose is to implement, test out innovative techniques to serve underserved populations, like economically disadvantaged students. It's kind of hard to test out innovative methods when you don't actually have any of those students. Additionally, though the Charter Foundation is a nonprofit entity, the people that they hire to run the schools are for-profit. Charter Schools USA is run out of Florida, and our organization, as well as me personally, I want our tax dollars to stay in Louisiana and to go into the pockets of Louisiana educators. We have people, members of our organization, people who are employed here are more than capable of implementing all of these innovative techniques. In fact, we do. I mean, you just saw the FFA kids. Like, we do amazing things. And I can't really speculate as to their motive. I have some ideas. I don't really think they have anything to do with actually serving our students. I'm not really sure how you can put students first when you put profit first.
Right.
So.
No, thank you for that. And I kind of feel the same way. I just wanted to make sure, just your thoughts on it. You obviously been doing some research and you're pretty knowledgeable. So I feel the same way, but I was just curious, looking at the other side of the coin. So thank you.
Thank you.
Any other board member comments? Ms. LeBeau?
I pulled this item because I do need to abstain. I do have my husband is actually a member of the Board of Trustees for the charter school, but it's an all volunteer position. I did want to clarify that this is the same charter company that is running the two existing charter schools. And they do have an anticipated increase, an already approved increase of 2,200 students from our area. So as head of the Long Range Planning Committee, we are going to be meeting publicly the first Tuesday of every month at noon, because I think we really need to have open discussion about the future of what Lafayette Parish looks like, its student population, all anticipated schools, all outstanding applications, and just really looking at how we can be the best choice in Lafayette Parish. And I look forward to working with my board members to make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. LeBeau. Any other board member comment? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, I'll call for the vote. If it's not working, we can just go to voice vote. District 9? Yes. District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Abstain.
District 1? Yes. District 2?
Yes.
District 3? Yes. District 4?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
District 5? Yes. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda that was pulled is 3.2, discussion on action concerning resolution 01-024-2081, recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday. Ms. Trahan, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I'd like to go ahead and read the resolution.
Okay, we need a motion.
I'll move that we go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a second? Second. Motion by Ms. Trahan, second by Mr. Edmonds. You may go ahead and read the resolution.
Thank you. To recognize Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday and to celebrate his contributions to our nation. Whereas contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. have had a significant impact on the civil rights movement of the United States, and whereas all people of all creeds, colors, ethnic backgrounds, and socioeconomic levels can benefit from the principles that Dr. King preached. And whereas in this time of increasing violence, Dr. King's emphasis on nonviolence and calls for peace are even more poignant. And whereas in this time when many are again attempting to focus on ethnicity and race as primary considerations, the message of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that people should, quote, not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character, unquote, can and should provide enlightened guidance. And whereas in this time when so many seem determined to tear apart the fabric of our society, Dr. King's plea for all Americans to transcend the things which separate and divide us so that we might reach that spiritual plateau where we can celebrate our common humanity assumes an even greater urgency. And whereas in this time when so many choose to criticize and belittle this country, Dr. King's references to America and, quote, the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, unquote, as positive ideals devoutly to be embraced and good ideas enthusiastically to be pursued, can and should provide refreshing insight into the wonder and glory of our nation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Lafayette Parish School Board does hereby support January 15, 2024, the national holiday honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and directs our administrators and teachers to remember this famous American through appropriate classroom and school activities which focus upon his dream of unity and brotherhood for all Americans.
Thank you, Ms. Strahan. Do we have any public comment on this item, on this resolution? Any board member comment? I'll call for the vote. District 9? Yes. 6?
Yes.
7? Yes. 1?
Yes.
2?
Definitely yes.
3? Yes. 4?
Yes.
8?
Yes.
District 5 votes yes. Thank you. Oh, the vote was up. Final item that was pulled was 3.7, risk management discussion and/or action concerning revision to policy JBCBC, International Student Exchange Program, and policy JBD, student absences and excuses. Mr. Bergeron, you pulled this?
Yes. Yes, I sure did. Mr. Touchette, can you explain the reason for the change? I had a couple of questions come in from.
We need a motion.
Oh, sorry. A motion.
No,
to-
what you do is, if you look under recommended action,
Yes.
go ahead and read that. That'll be your motion.
Oh. I recommend that the board approve the revision to policy JBCBC, International Student Exchange Program, and policy JBD, student absences and excuses, as attached in the public content section of this agenda page.
Can I get a second?
A second.
Ms. Strahan?
Yes.
We have a motion by Mr. Bergeron and a second by Ms. Strahan. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Board member comment? Go ahead, Mr. Bergeron.
Yes. Mr. Touche, I had some questions come in from constituents about the reason for the change.
Yeah, so board members, the policy that we are dealing with is, that he is questioning is about student tardiness and student absences. Looking back to whatever administration came about, and this was brought upon as far as a parent reaching out to us, that the language stated that from the bell that rings for school to start, 15 minutes after, there was an open period where kids would be able to come to school and would not be tardy. Here's what I will say is that the state of Louisiana requires that 63,720 minutes of instruction be given to every student to get Carnegie units. This puts us in jeopardy if we leave this policy here, that some of our kids who are in that first hour class that may be taking Algebra 1 would not be getting credit. And this has been something that has been sitting in policy, and it's been something that's been happening. Our team has looked at it. Our team has actually made sure that we correct this as soon as possible, because we would never want any one of our kids to not get the credit they need because we allowed 15 minutes. Ask yourself if that kid misses 15 minutes every day for 182 days, they will not have the instructional minutes that they need. So we need to make sure that the policy states that when school starts, that bell rings, and anything after that, that kid has to be in class. It cannot give that 50-minute grace period after the start of the school day. Ms. Gardner, you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think, and then also the bulk of instruction happens within that first 15 minutes. So if they're missing 15 minutes every day, they're missing the bulk of instruction that goes on in the classroom.
Yes, sir.
And just for clarification, the bell to begin homeroom class ceases, that's what we call the tardy bell, right?
We refer to that, the bell that actually starts class, not the instruction begins, is the bell that it actually had 15 minutes after that bell.
Got you.
Okay?
Yeah. And most of the high schools, they don't have homeroom. First hour starts at 7:05.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Bergeron. Any other board member comment? Not, Madam Secretary, I'll call for the vote.
9 for, none against.
Motion carries. That will complete our consent agenda, as is tradition here with the Lafayette Parish School Board on the night that we take our oath of office. We allow a few moments for each board member to speak to conclude the meeting, and we'll start to my left and work my way around. Mr. Hidalgo, would you like to lead the way?
Well, just simply thank you to my constituents for having faith and confidence in me to serve them once again in District 9. And I look forward to not only serving them, but certainly working with each one of you to make solid progress parish-wide.
Thank you, Mr. Bergeron.
Yeah, I'm just going to basically say the same thing Mr. Hidalgo said. I'm glad to be here to serve. Thank you to my constituents, if you're in the audience or if you're listening at home, for putting your confidence in me, and I look forward to doing some good work for Lafayette Parish.
Ms. LeBeau?
Again, thank you. It's an honor to sit in this seat and honor to represent so many, and I hope that we can work together to really make great strides, as I know we have made, being now top 10 in the state. Looking forward to being number 1 and working with all of you to make that happen. Thanks.
Ms. Mason?
I'm thrilled to be back representing District 8, and we have an awesome team up here, and I really appreciate your support as voting me in as Vice President. I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to working with our new president. Lafayette Parish is doing so well, and I'm looking forward to keeping it going in the right direction. So thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Trahan?
I'd like to first start off by thanking all of the voters in District 4 for coming out and voting for me and supporting me throughout the entire time of my campaign, all of the canvassing. So a big, huge thank you to the constituents of District 4 for believing in me and having faith in me. I'd like to say to the board members, I am very happy to be here, to be able to sit up here and work together. I look forward to working together with each and every one of you as we move the district forward progressively. And so I'm looking to, hoping that we can do some bold and transformative things for Lafayette Parish, for all schools in Lafayette Parish. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you, a huge thank you to my husband and children for putting up with me during all of the canvassing and the campaigning. That was a long, almost felt like a year, definitely 9 months. So just really, I want to tell them thank you, and thank you, thank you, thank you. And for all of my friends and church family that supported me along the way, I want to say thank you publicly to them as well. So appreciate you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Edmond?
First, I want to thank my wife, my mom, my dad. They're sitting in the audience. They've been supporting me from day one. Whenever we make things happen on a motion to do positive things for the kids in our community, everybody wins. It's a win across the board whenever we come together as like-minded individuals and make motions and policies in place that be for the greater good of kids, not just for next year, but kids that's not even born yet. So my plan is on this board is to be able to work with everybody in every seat, in every district, and be the best board member I can be. Thank you, guys.
Mr. DeZarmo?
Yeah, I would definitely like to thank my family, my wife, my in-law, everybody that helped me work this campaign. It was absolutely crazy. But it was fun, and it's been a great experience, but it made me appreciate more winning. Because I did work hard as I did. So I appreciated the winning. I appreciated my constituents back in District 2 for voting for me. I'm very competitive, and I really want to make sure that not only is District 2 healthy, but I want to make sure all 9 districts are healthy. Because if LPSS wins, we all win. And I do want to be the best in the state, and I will tell anybody that wants to listen that we will do everything we can to become the best. And if we're not striving to do that, then we might as well quit. So I think this board, I'm confident in the board, and I'm confident in the direction we're going to go. Congratulations, Mr. President, Ms. Vice President, and let's work.
Yes, sir. Mr. Lejeune?
Yes, sir. I'd also like to thank my family that were here tonight. My wife, she was a 35-year retired educator. My brother was the superintendent of schools when he finished up his tenure as in education. And I also want to thank the people in District 1, of course, for having faith in me and allowing me to do this job. I'm very honored and proud to be a school board member. I want to support the great administrators in the parish, of course, the great teachers, the paras, the bus drivers, the custodians, the cafeteria workers, all right, who work so hard to produce a quality education for the students that attend school each and every day. I'm honored to support, of course, the students and the parents that choose Lafayette Parish. They have so many choices now where they're sending their kids, so we want to make this the #1 choice for them. So I'm looking forward to working with the board to create that. So I'm going to make sure we have a great 4 years. God bless you. Thank you, and of course, once an educator, always an educator.
Thank you, Mr. Lejeune. I'll start off by thanking my wife. That's the one thing you learn when you've been in politics long enough. You thank your wife first. My family, my parents had to leave. They're getting up there in age. The constituents of District 5, in 2014, I won election over an incumbent by about 1,600 votes and never faced opposition again, running unopposed. I didn't do that. My constituents, my schools, my teachers, they kept me unopposed. I'll always believe that, and I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure to serve with a good friend and a mentor, former Principal David Lejeune. I always believe if you were going to win in District 5, you had to have a Acadiana. And now if you're going to win in District 1, you have to have a Acadiana. He was always a rock, someone I could lean on. I'm sure he'll continue to utter the same words he did back then. Britt, you can't say that on the board floor, but we'll work through that. But it's a pleasure to serve in my final term. There'll be no more tomorrows after this. My wife left roughly a week after I qualified. She said, "You're done," meaning there will be nothing after the Lafayette Parish School Board, and I will respect that. Look forward to this year, working with this board. We have a lot of work to do. With that being said, this meeting is adjourned.